Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing good. And welcome back to my channel Learn with Zubia. And in today's video, we will learn how to install Minikube on an EC2 instance. So, what is Minikube? So, Minikube is a tool that will help you or allow you to create a Kubernetes environment. So, it is basically a Kubernetes distribution that can create a single node cluster in your VM, that is a virtual machine. So, let's dive in. So, as you can see, I'm already logged into my Amazon AWS console. So let's hit it. So, we'll launch our EC2 instance. So let's click on launch instance. Let's name our instance, for example, as Minikube. Let's move ahead. So basically we will be using Amazon Linux image. We'll move ahead. So the instance type. So we'll go to the Kubernetes documentation home. So see, as you can see over here, you have an option of try Kubernetes and you can see hello Minikube. Let's open this. So this documentation is moving ahead, assuming that we have already installed Minikube cluster. So in our case, we are going to install it. So this is the step one. So let's open this in a new tab. Okay. So before moving ahead and selecting the instance type, we need to fulfill some prerequisites. So this is basically we need 2 CPUs or more, 2 GB of free memory, 20 GB of disk space, good internet connection, and container or a virtual machine manager. So in our case, we'll be going ahead with Docker. So as we know, these are the requirements. Let's get back to our instance. So we'll be selecting our instance accordingly now. So our requirement is around 2 CPUs, 2 GB. So we see that T3 small is fulfilling our requirement. So let's select that. Let's create a new key pair. Let's name it. You can name it anything, you know that. Let's create it. Okay. So we'll create a security group. We'll allow the traffic from HTTP and HTTPS from the internet. And we know that we need 20 GB of space. Sorry, the configuration storage or space. So let's take it 30 in our case. Let's launch the instance. Okay, so let's connect to our instance. So it's in running state. Let's connect. While it's establishing the connection, let's look what are our next steps. So as we have selected the Amazon Linux image, our operating system will be Linux. So first step here is to install the latest Minikube, that is a stable release. So we'll be taking this binary. So let's copy it. Let's check if our instance is connected. Yeah, we're in. Let's paste it. So we are good till here. Let's see what's our next step. So now to start our cluster, here it's mentioned that we'll have to start Minikube, but also as we are using Docker. So let's go to this driver page. Let's open it in new tab. So for us, in our case, we are using driver as a Docker. So let's open Docker. So here is the standard Docker's requirement for installation that we need 18 or higher or 20.10 or higher version is recommended. So let's get back. So we'll install Docker. Simplify. The Docker is installing. Yeah, it's completed. So let's enable it. sudo systemctl enable hyphen docker. Okay, we are good till here. So let's check. So now it's saying that we can start our cluster using the Docker driver. Let's check. Let's. Okay, so it is suggesting us that we have to use or add Docker user to a Docker group. So let's do that. Okay, let's copy. So now our Minikube cluster installation is in progress. So it will pull the base image, it will download Kubernetes, it will have its preloaded images, it will configure the RBAC, that is role-based access rules, etc., etc. You know, it will configure the certificates, whatever is the requirement basically in a cluster, in a Kubernetes cluster. So that will be done for us. So this will take a couple of minutes. So let's wait. It's creating a Docker container. Okay, so we can go back to the documentation and check for the next step, that is interaction with our cluster. So to interact with our cluster, we'll be using a kubectl utility and we'll have to install it. So we will open the documentation and we'll install kubectl on Linux. Okay. So it's preparing Kubernetes. Okay, done. So it says that kubectl is configured to use Minikube cluster and default namespace by default. So we'll look what is the namespace, what is the default namespace as we'll move ahead in this course. So as we said that we'll have to install a kubectl utility to interact with our cluster. So let's take this binary. Okay. So if you want, this is option, and that we can check the kubectl checksum file. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So next we will be installing kubectl. Let's copy and paste. Okay. And to ensure that if our version is up to date, let's go back, paste it. Okay. So you can see the client version is v1.32.0. kubectl get pod -a. This is listing all the pods which we have in all the namespaces. We can also check with kubectl get nodes. This is our control plane node which is in the ready state. Also we can check the dashboard, so we'll have to open a new terminal and run this command, minikube dashboard. So let's copy it. Let's go to our instance. Okay. Okay. So this is our URL. Let's try calling it. So let's clear the screen first. Sorry. Okay, so let's try calling it. Paste. So yeah, a connection has been established. So this is it for now, and we have successfully installed the Minikube on an EC2 instance. You can set it up in your own environment as well. If you have found this tutorial helpful, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.